Hello everyone. In this video, I will be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Samina Pasha to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let us go through the key developments and insights in Samina Pasha's words. There was the meeting of Field Marshal Sahab with Donald Trump, and after that, there is a certain atmosphere currently in the country. We will also discuss the implementation of policies in the country. Some fake news has been circulating widely today, and it is difficult to say right now whether these were fake or not confirmed yet. Anyway, these were reports from some disreputable newspapers and channels, so not much weight can be given to them. Also, they were Indian channels, and you know very well what their credibility is. But nevertheless, the news was quite alarming, and we will talk about it too. Along with that, we will also inform you about the current situation in the Iran-Israel conflict and the latest updates. After that, there will be talk about a very important video released last night related to Ali Amin Gandapur. We will explain what this video is about. I request you to please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. So, first of all, let us talk about the impact and atmosphere of the meeting between Field Marshal Sahab and Donald Trump. Look, one thing is very clear, and I think everyone knows this. First, there was a major conflict with India, and Pakistan gave a strong response to India. Because of that, obviously, there was a continuous wave of criticism on Pakistan, very strong criticism, and they were in such a position where they knew the public was very angry with them. But after that, in this warlike atmosphere, everyone had to stand with them, and they stood, and rightly so. After that, they gained some strength and gave a full response. But this was not limited to just the war period. After that, they tried to maintain the impression that they still have a lot of acceptance and are in a position where criticism had slowed down a lot. They felt that now they have moved out of that position, and this system, this government, this establishment has gained strength. Also, the feeling of being somewhat isolated diplomatically was there. But in all those scenarios, Pakistan gained acceptance, and their stance was accepted overall. So obviously the people leading are taking credit for this. And even if this regime has not done much, they still take credit for whatever has happened. Wherever they are gaining acceptance, the credit obviously goes to them. So they gathered all this as a success story, saying now they are stronger and there is no problem for them. After that came the Field Marshal's trip to the United States, where he had a direct meeting with Donald Trump and a lunch meeting. They are feeling even stronger after that. Of course, the establishment has become stronger. If anyone says it has not, I think that is a wrong analysis. Earlier, they feared international pressure or that outsiders might not cooperate. If there was any threat or statement from abroad, they have now clearly overcome that. Now, they feel free from the fear that any pressure would come from Trump's side or any other country asking them to stop human rights violations, restore democracy, protect freedom of expression, or regarding Imran Khan's release. They feel they have escaped those fears, both the government and the overall regime. From this perspective, this is indeed a strengthening of the entire system. But is this the end? Of course not. Because conditions in the country keep changing, things change rapidly worldwide, so you cannot say with certainty that today's situation will remain the same even a week later. These things keep evolving. The real question is, have the ground realities inside the country changed or not? That stands as a fact. And what is the reality? The reality is that economically, we are still very weak, not strong. There is unrest in the country, political instability. People are angry about the unjust imprisonment of Imran Khan. Imran Khan still remains a reality, and at any time he could call for protests, leading to instability. Street power could emerge. All these factors remain present, and there is no escape from them. Keeping the system running is not a success in itself. Running the system for 3 years does not mean you are successful. Actually, you are managing an unnatural situation. You think suddenly someone from the opposition will rise and you will somehow control it. Then suddenly a statement comes from outside and you have to cover it. Then protests start from another direction and you have to deal with those too. So basically you are just managing the consequences one by one. You cannot say the situation is flourishing. Rather, you are just maintaining a fragile structure which sometimes leaks from somewhere, and you try to manage those leaks. How long this will last, nobody knows, but conditions keep changing. Sometimes one or two events completely change the situation. But as of now, this is the picture I have shared with you. Now, regarding what demands Donald Trump made when he met Field Marshal Sahab, Everyone had questions about what commitments were made. Are we going to support in the Iran war? What is going on? Regarding this, the Foreign Office's stance is very clear. They even said that they want Israel's madness to end. They apparently spoke in support of Iran and also said that Iran has not yet asked for any help from anyone. They have already condemned the illegal attacks on Iran. So the statement from their side is very clear. I was also watching Putin's statement on this matter that they offered Iran an air defense system, but Iran refused, as they do not feel the need for it currently. Keep in mind, Iran is fighting alone and fighting well. They have given Israel quite a hard time. Israel has now started calling for help, but Iran has not asked for any help yet. This is a difference. The Foreign Office's stance is quite clear. On the other hand, the Prime Minister has not yet made any significant statement about this or the current situation after the meeting. Of course, everyone is watching the situation closely. But today, there was a sensation when some disreputable and some trimmed newspapers and TV channel screenshots started appearing on social media claiming that Donald Trump has asked for air bases in Pakistan and also a route through the Navy, and Pakistan has agreed to this. They claimed that during the talk with Field Marshal Sahab, Trump was asked to be included in their war, and Pakistan has agreed. These reports basically come from some Indian channels which are not credible. As I said, these news are coming from their platforms, so you cannot believe these reports as they are. Mostly, it seems the purpose is to create unrest by spreading fake news, possibly to create unrest between Iran and Pakistan, or between the Iranian and Pakistani public. It is also possible that they want to show that the Pakistani public supports Pakistan, but the establishment is making a different decision. So there may be multiple purposes behind this, but as far as whether this news is fake or not, as I said, there are serious questions about its credibility. But is it completely impossible that Pakistan is not cooperating? If not, then there should be a denial of such reports. The other thing is our track record. Because of our past record, people get worried seeing that we have repeatedly allied with America in various wars. So due to that track record, concerns arise in people's minds that maybe this is happening again. It is not that we are really going to become part of a new war, so because of this, people are understandably viewing this with some suspicion. So I think there should be clarity on this issue. Also, as I mentioned yesterday, whatever has been decided in the meetings will neither be immediately visible nor noticeable. In fact, it will take 2 to 4 weeks before the effects become visible, and then you will start to see what has actually happened. So my view is that it might be too early to say anything definitive at this time. There was quite a bit of sensation spread around this, but ultimately the idea became that these reports are not coming from credible platforms. And if something serious was going on, credible platforms would likely report it within a few days. So for now, we can only say that we have to wait. Regarding air bases and such, they already have many scattered around this region, and those owned by Gulf countries are also present there. So, why would Pakistan's air bases be needed? Yes, an intelligence network might be required, or Pakistan might allow its airspace to be used. That kind of thing may be necessary for the United States, at least formally. In other words, they want to be sure that they can use those facilities whenever they want. But again, these are just speculations, and we cannot say anything for sure until something official comes out. Besides, this is obviously a sensitive issue and everyone's eyes are on it because the people of Pakistan understandably sympathize with Iran. However, Pakistan usually stays neutral in wars between two countries. Morally, they might make a statement either condemning or supporting, but they do not provide any physical or logistical support. So right now, Pakistan's policy seems to be that there is moral support for Iran, but Pakistan is not actively participating in the war either for or against Iran. The same policy was there in the Ukraine war. They stayed neutral. Similarly, it appears that Pakistan is neutral in Iran's war as well, though morally they stand with Iran. So far, it has not seemed like Pakistan has taken any official stance either against or with Iran, meaning they are not formally fighting alongside Iran in this war. That is the current situation. But Iran has definitely given a tough time and, as I mentioned, suffered considerable losses. It is now being said that Israel's defense system is about 70% disrupted. There are significant problems, and its defense capacity has dropped to about 60%, and it is gradually declining. Because of this, Israel is now facing very serious threats. In this scenario, even Donald Trump is not directly involved and has asked for 2 weeks' time. Or you could say he has been granted 2 weeks, whichever way you want to phrase it. He said He will decide after 2 weeks whether he will directly participate in attacking Iran, or whether he will lead this war directly, or just stay behind and provide support to Israel. Until yesterday, there were reports that the United States was ready to approve the attack and the plan was ready. But today, the United States spokesperson's office said they have given 2 more weeks. You could also say these 2 weeks are a time for negotiations. Perhaps they want talks with Iran and want the situation to calm down. But the fact is that in these 2 weeks, the war between Israel and Iran will cause much more damage if a ceasefire is not reached. Let us see how the situation unfolds. I feel Trump has somewhat confused Israel too. On one hand, Israel probably expects support from the United States, but at the crucial moment, the United States has somewhat stepped back and said they are still thinking and observing. As Israel is gearing up, the United States is slightly sidelined. This news is interesting. Now, I will talk about a video of Ali Amin Gandapur that came out at night. Ali Amin Gandapur released a video regarding the budget. As you know, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's budget has been presented and it has been announced that it needs approval. The owner, meaning the government, said that a meeting with Imran Khan is necessary. Even in the last meeting, Imran Khan had said the same thing. So far, this system has not arranged meetings for Ali Amin Gandapur, Muzammil Aslam or Taimur Jagra, some of the names Imran Khan had given. No one has been allowed to meet him. I do not even know if any backdoor efforts are happening. Obviously, they might be trying to arrange a meeting between Ali Amin Gandapur and Imran Khan, but we have not seen any clear attempts. Now the time has come when this budget must be approved and voting must happen. At this sensitive time, Ali Amin Gandapur released a video last night saying to the assembly members that they should not participate in the voting tomorrow and that the voting will be delayed by 2 more days. On Monday, they will see if they have time to start the voting process. He says that basically a conspiracy is being hatched against them. They are being trapped because if they do not approve the presented budget, then the system and WIFAC, that is the federal government, will get the authority to prevent the province from collapsing and might try to take over. So, you can say this means PTI's government will end, either by imposing governor rule or something like that, and the province will be taken over. Ali Amin Gandapur says they will not let that happen. Their other option is to approve the budget after voting. But he says that is also wrong because consultation with Imran Khan is necessary. He knows that social media will also attack them if they pass the budget without Imran Khan's consent, especially since earlier Khan was upset even with the budget's presentation. So if the budget passes without Imran Khan's approval or meeting, then he and his supporters will intensify the fight against the government. In the video, he says they will neither approve without Imran Khan nor allow WIFAC to take over. Instead, they will resist. What kind of resistance that will be and whether it will be effective, he did not say. He also said they still have 2 days. If during that time they get a meeting with Imran Khan, fine. Otherwise, they will step out and fight fully, and they will present their plan in 2 days. Looking at all these videos, I think they are basically trying to do 3 things. First, it is possible Ali Amin Gandapur will at least get a meeting with Imran Khan. You know that when the meeting is to happen, it usually happens, and there are no major obstacles. So maybe in 3 or 4 days, to avoid any crisis where Ali Amin is forced to leave or the province is taken over, which this system currently does not want because it feels comfortable in its position. They do not want unnecessary unrest in the province, forcing people onto the streets. So I think the smart thing is to arrange this meeting. Imran Khan will not prevent passing the budget. He will say, okay, pass the budget, and his relevance will remain. If he wants to give some input, he will, and the budget will be passed. So in this situation, the wise move for this regime is to arrange that meeting and not create a crisis unnecessarily. Second, if this does not happen, then Ali Amin Gandapur could say that if they take over the province, like in other provinces, the workers and leaders will be beaten up, and the oppression that happened elsewhere will happen here too. Even here there is some shelter, so they would rather pass the budget, swallow this bitter pill, but keep the strength of their government in the province. So by putting this as a compulsion, the budget might be passed, maybe even before that meeting happens. The first option still seems best to me. Third, if they do not pass the budget, a big gap will open between social media activists and the KP government, and they will totally disown it, saying that the government is just worried about saving itself and ignoring Imran Khan's words. Obviously, they are emotional about Khan and will not tolerate this. They will not say, okay, fine, we had to do it. Instead, they will say you have minus Imran Khan, you passed the budget without consulting him. So now you are making him irrelevant. That will become a direct crossfire. And ultimately, this will benefit Imran Khan's opponents because they want to weaken Imran Khan's backbone, the social media and KP government. And if they are not on the same page, it will definitely work to their advantage by weakening Imran Khan's strength. So that is the whole situation. My personal opinion, as I said, is that if this regime feels comfortable, a meeting with Imran Khan and Ali Amin will not harm anything, and at most they will allow the budget to pass. If not, then tension will rise, and that tension will backfire on them. So it is better to let Ali Amin and those working well with you proceed and get that meeting arranged, so that their workers and social media supporters can rest, knowing things went according to Khan's wishes. I think that is the sensible thing to do. That wraps up our translation of Samina Pasha's video. I hope this English version helped you understand her message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Do not forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.